Welcome to Bridging the Gap, connecting in a disconnected world. Today I'd like to talk about cherishing others. Whereas in the last episode, if you're following, it was the disadvantages of self-cherishing. I'd like to talk about how we can now focus our cherishing on others, shift our focus again from ourselves to others, and not as a loss, maybe more as an expansion. And if we learn to nurture others, we'll find that we also are doing it from a standpoint where we nurture ourselves. So let's get started talking about that today. Let's see how generosity and why generosity feels so good when we have it. It's kind of like when we think about expanding too. It's when you love someone, and maybe you're a parent and you have a child. You know, I've had our children go, how can you love me the same or love me more? We find that when you have love and compassion, especially if you think about it for your child or children, when you have one, your love only multiplies, so it increases in how we function. If we think about that and how we interrelate, we can bring that forward into every relationship that we have. So, service and happiness, our brain's reward. What happens within our brain as we service and help others? Our dopamine and our oxytocin tend to increase, right? They create a deep sense of joy, and that creates some calmness within us, and where our hypothalamus can actually produce more happy effects to help calm us and also create an environment that we can share that with. So our altruism is hardwired into us to find that happiness, that joy. And acts of kindness help to reduce stress and increase fulfillment. And this is how we can co-regulate. This is how we can share this. Our compassion isn't just emotional, it's physical. It actually calms our nervous system. And if it does that to us, we can share and spread that to those around us. And the more we give, the richer the sense of meaning and purpose can be, which we see around us. So this is how we can think of how the mind not only protects itself, but protects others from suffering. So all beings can be happy. So as we find 5 minutes to see what's happening within the world and struggling and being our devices, let's also find 5 minutes for ourselves to center, to come together, to be at peace, to find a moment of peace. So find a place where you can take 5 minutes for yourself. Feel free to gently close your eyes, keep them open, whatever it feels you feel is most safe and comfortable. And just start with noticing your breath. If you need to, feel free to take a bigger inhalation and exhale. As we inhale, we will set an intention to inhale for others, and exhale isolation. Give yourself the permission to take this time for you, as you see that you're part of a larger whole. We are not alone. As you breathe in, think of love and kindness that you have within your heart and your mind, flowing to all of those around you. See how effortless it is while we remain open with loving kindness. That compassion and the empathy that you have for others. Breathe out and exhale and know that that energy is being passed on to be there as support for them, to calm their nervous systems, to let their amygdalas know there are safe spaces. And our reaction doesn't always have to be out of fear, anger, or sadness. As we breathe in joy, and exhale that throughout our body, relaxing any parts that are tense or stressful, and bringing a warm glow to them. If we can think about taking this breath in, not just for ourselves, but intentionally for others that are holding that stress, holding those challenges, not knowing where to go or what to do. We breathe that in, knowing we are here for them. We are finding a way to connect. I am here for you. Just let that sink in. Let that flow through you. I am here for you. Just as our breath sustains us, our compassion sustains our community. As we breathe in, let that flow beyond us. Feel free to pause here and take more moments if you wish, or feel free to return when you're ready. Continue any last remaining breaths and continue to breathe deeply as we think about this beauty of giving. That we think that cherishing doesn't deplete us, it only strengthens us. A single act of kindness can ripple beyond what we'll ever know or experience or understand, especially if we're able to do it as often as possible and eventually all the time. And that comes back through that connection. We find purpose, we find healing, and we find happiness, and we can share that. Good vibes inside. I'd like to leave today's quote from Anne Frank. No one has ever become poor by giving. So as you enter your day and build upon what we've done, I hope you take this with you. This is for you. Thank you for allowing me to give this to you, to have this for you, and have a great day.